This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a current subscriber, what's up? I'd really appreciate it. Come on in, make yourself at home. You know the routine. This week takes me back to Goodwill. Just had a very hectic schedule past couple months, so being able to just go to the spots in my radius, which is Goodwill and Cash America, but several Goodwills, and might venture a little bit later, further on as time allows. But even though found some bangers here, got a 4K, probably like a buck 54 with the slipcover, Steelbook. Um, have my Kino Lover pick, 3D pick, so have some bangers in here. But before I get into what I picked up, not only do I collect movies, yes, I'm one of these weird, wild individuals. I actually watch them. And on a weekly basis, I like to share some things I've watched, either streaming on the Fire Stick, live in the theater with my family, or actual physical media. And this week, I think I have three physical media and one streaming. My first physical media, this is actually a sci-fi miniseries, 2015 drama science fiction thriller, Childhood's End. This was directed by Nick Huron, produced by Kevin Blank, written by Matthew Graham. This stars Charles Dance, Mike Vogel, Asi Akili, Charlotte Nikato, Georgina Haig. The plot behind this is written by Arthur C. Clarke and hailed as a revolutionary work of science fiction since its publishing in 1953. Childhood Ends follows the peaceful alien invasion of Earth by the mysterious overlords, whose arrival begins decades of apparent utopia under indirect alien rule at the cost of humanity's identity and culture. And very cool miniseries. Um, for me, I think this is Sci-Fi Channel's second best miniseries. The first one being Taken, phenomenal miniseries. But this is very cool premise. These aliens come to Earth and essentially asking to give us power and we'll make everything fine for you. And for a while, it works out that way. And they don't reveal themselves until I think year 10 or something like that. Very cool premise, very good storyline. Um, it's not a lot of action though, but it's very suspenseful and just great storytelling. So if you like the Sci-Fi Channel miniseries, you're definitely like Childhood's End. My next pick, this is a Kino Lover pick. This is the 1977 horror thriller Tarantulas, The Deadly Cargo. This is a made-for-TV movie on CBS back in the day. This was directed by Stuart Hagman, produced by Paul Freeman, written by John Groves. This stars Claude Atkins, Charles Frank, Deborah Winters, Burt Remsen, Sandy McPeak. The plot behind this airplane carrying coffee beans from South America has some unpleasant stowaways, a horde of tarantulas, which overcome the pilots as the airplane is flying over an orange producing town in California. And this is, I'll put in the category of disaster movies, you know, snakes, spiders, killer bees. It's along that same line. This is kind of like the Sci-Fi Channel before the Sci-Fi Channel was a thing. This is a made-for-television movie, so it's no gore, no really special effects though. But it depends on suspense and acting and storytelling. A little corny though, but it's still a fun watch, especially if you're a child of the 70s. You remember Claude Atkins, I think he was in BJ and the Bear. He was kind of big in the 70s though. So if you're from that time period, you recognize some of the actors though. Fun watch. Tarantulas, The Deadly Cargo. My next pick is physical media, but it's actually a series, a television series. This is a 2016 buddy cop action comedy drama television series, Lethal Weapon. This was developed by Matt Miller. It's produced by Kelly Van Horn, and Matt Miller was also one of the executive producers. Some of the stars: Damon Wayans, Clayne Crawford, Jordana Brewster, you might know her from Fast and Furious, Keisha Sharp, Kevin Ram, Jonathan Fernandez, Chandler Kenny, Dante Brown, Michelle Mitchenor, Sean William Scott. The premise behind the show: for the first, well, Roger Murtaugh, an aging detective with a wife and 3 children, is partnered with Martin Riggs, a young, unstable detective whose wife and unborn child were recently murdered. While Riggs' devil may care methods of collaring criminals put his and Murtaugh's lives in danger on a regular basis, the two are able to develop a respect and form a close friendship. Normally, movies that try to go to TV series fail and don't do too well. Of course, you have your exceptions like MASH, but this actually worked very well. I think it possibly could have gone more than 3 seasons. After the second season, there was a casting change, and if you haven't seen the series, I don't want to spoil it for you though. And I think the dynamics kind of changed. It definitely changed the feeling of the show. It was still fun, still a lot of action, especially for a television show. A lot of action scenes, car scenes, shootout scenes, humor with Damon Wayans, a great stand-up comedian. It was just a really fun show, and unfortunately, I think it ended a little bit too soon, though. But if you like that buddy cop show, you like Damon Wayans, you like the Lethal Weapon movies, I think you'll like the television show, Lethal Weapon, the TV series. My last pick is a 2026 supernatural horror film, Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It's directed, written by Lee Cronin, produced by James Wan, Jason Blum. This stars Jack Rayner, Leah Costa, May Calamaui, Natalie Grace, Veronica Falcone, and Hayat Camille. The plot behind this: in Aswan, Egypt, a man, a woman, their 2 sons, and their daughter Layla arrive home to find their pet bird mortally wounded. The parents go to the cellar, which is revealed to be built on a buried black pyramid. Inside, a black basalt sarcophagus contains mummified human remains that begins moving, and the father is killed by a supernatural force, and that's how it begins. Where do I start with this? I'm a big fan of The Mummy, especially the Brendan Fraser franchise of The Mummy. I thought that was a perfect combination of horror, comedy, and action. The traditional horror Mummy, the black and white, it's not bad. It's a little slow. I'm a big fan of Blum horror, and essentially this is kind of like just your typical possession movie. The Mummy thing to me was just kind of a name recognition thing to bring people in. The Mummy thing was just kind of touched upon. It more or less felt like an Evil Dead kind of movie, that kind of horror with that kind of shock horror. It was a fun watch. Again, I love Blum. I love James Wan. I think he does great horror. Just the Mummy thing just seemed like very gimmicky to me. It seemed like a rather regular possession movie. It was entertaining, but it didn't seem like anything out of the ordinary. It didn't seem that great. It wasn't a level of Hereditary or maybe Midsommar. Those movies I think were great horror movies, maybe elevated horror. This is just kind of seemed like fun. You've seen it before, nothing special, but again, still fun, entertaining. Now, those are the movies I watched for the week. Without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink of a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. You can enjoy the view of the Keys. We're back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We are back at the motherfucking Black Cave. Have my pickups here from Goodwill that Shira here is protecting. Also have some banging pickups here from Cash America. I have my 3D pick for the week. My Keno Lover pick. These are going to be my classic picks that I picked up from Goodwill. So have some bangers in here, some out of print stuff. So let me get these situated. And as usual, I'll get you good people on your way. Hold on. I'm going to kick it off with what I picked up at the Pawnshop first, and I'll do what I picked up at Goodwill last. First of all, let's see. We'll start with the 2-disc collector edition of Walt Disney Dinosaur. I have this, but I didn't have the 2-disc set, and of course I have my Wesley Snipes here, aka the real blade, the Billy Bob Thornton sling blade. So I was saying I already had the regular dinosaur, but I didn't have the collector's set. And for the price, I couldn't pass it up. So, and this, as you see, it's still in its wrapper. There we go. So we got a little extra Disney stuff. Nice booklet here. Chapter search. Interesting. And you have the actual movie here. Then you have the supplemental features. Walt Disney Pictures presents Dinosaurs 2 collector set. Next, I've been looking for this. First time finding out in the wild. A little bit higher online, so very happy to add this to the collection. Did not have Alice in Wonderland. I had the remake in 3D with Johnny Depp, but did not have the original. So happy to add this to the collection. Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland 60th anniversary edition. 60 years, wow. Next, I already have this, but for the price, I couldn't pass it up. A little scratched up here, but we have the Kingsman Secret Service. We have the steel case, the box release here. Kingsman. And lastly, I had this in 3D, but did not have this in 4K. Again, for Disney's Marvel DC 4K, I will pick them up, especially at this price. Ultra 4K. See if the code still works here. We have the 4K and the Blu-ray. Get back in there. And the adjoining slip cover. And for these, essentially one Steelbook, one regular Blu-ray, one 4K, and one collector's edition Disney. For all these together, I paid a whopping $6.99, $7. So cannot beat that with a stick. Next, we have my Keno Lover pick for the week. Kevin Spacey, Jeff Bridges, K-Pack. Haven't seen this in a while. Kevin Spacey is allegedly an alien or a extraterrestrial being trapped in a human body. So, interesting movie. Yeah, the standard Keno Lorber spine, and of course the standard Keno Lorber disc. K-Pack. And for my Goodwill and classic for the week, if I can get this away from Shira here, we have the complete series of Soul Food. Now, when I looked this up online, it said there's 5 seasons. As you can see there, there's only the first season, second, third, and final season. After I did a little research, it's so nice to have internet service while you're movie hunting, not just to check to see which movies you have in your collection, but to also do a little background research on the potential movies that you're picking up. This last one does not fit in that well. Stay in there. Okay. But come to find out, this is season 1, the first season. I think they had the actors in here, did they? Yeah. Melinda Williams, Nicole Ari Parker, and Boris Kodjoe. I believe they actually got married. Vanessa Williams. If you ever seen New Jack City, she's the one. What was her line? I can't think of her line. Darian DeWitt Henson and Rockman Dunbar. Rockabye Baby, that was her line. And New Jack City. Rockabye Baby. Well, that's season 1. Season 2. And this is all Paramount release. I'm assuming this is streaming on Paramount because you never know with these streaming services. 5 disc in this. And for the 3rd season, I believe, because I looked it up, the dates. It's nice to have the dates that the episodes appeared. It appears that they divided season 3 into 2 different seasons. And I don't know, since this is the early 2000s, I can't remember if this was during the writer's strike, that maybe they postponed the 3rd season and divided into 2. But this is essentially the 3rd and 4th season. And this is the final season of Soul Food. And for all these, I paid a whopping $17.96, so they're all $14 a piece. And just a little quirkiness I have. I love when they put the dates down, the original airing dates of the series. That actually helped me out looking up on Wikipedia and when the episodes from the 3rd and 4th season drop to determine that I do have the complete series. So this is my Goodwill Cash America Pawnshop pickup. If you're familiar with the channel, so I separate the disc from the artwork and the plastic. Some of these might actually make the shelves. So let me get these situated and I'll get you good people on your way. Hold on. I have everything scanned into my CLZ Movies app. C is in Cobra, L is in Love and Money, Love and Basketball, Z is in Zardoz. Let's knock this out. I have everything laid out, ready to be put back in its proper place. As usual, I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, leaving comments. Made this far in the video, smash the like, give me the big thumbs up. Make sure you hype up the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, go and subscribe. Make sure you check out my Saturday collection video. Make sure you share this with other movie lovers like yourself. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone, please be safe. Deuces.